Hello everybody, this is Dave Jewell from Free Run Speed. Welcome back. Today I'm going to talk about an athlete that I recently helped with, but I want to give you a little intro into what I'm doing with Free Run Speed. So the entire purpose of what I'm doing is to help athletes enjoy running. It's a pretty simple message. You should be able to go out and run every day, pain-free, feeling good, feeling fresh, get the whatever you want out of running. If you want to run faster, great. If you want to just go out and run and do adventure runs all over the on the trails all over your county, great. If you want to do what I do, go run all over the world, that's what I want you to be able to do. The problem that comes across, every runner that I come across with, they can't do that for one reason or another. Every runner is individual. First and foremost, I'm not a coach. I can look at a program and I can tell you what you're doing right and what you might be doing incorrectly. Okay, so I can do that. I can look at programs and adjust your program, but that's not what I do. What I do is look at your running. I look at how you run to see if I can find out what you need to do to enjoy it more. It's pretty simple. It could be a shoe, it could be a whole host of other things. But instead of talking about all that, I'm going to give you an example. And so let's get started. The athlete's name is Lisa. And Lisa was sent to me by her coach. She's a triathlete. I didn't have any information leading up to it. I just went and met her where she was working. We sat down and I asked her, what's your background? What kind of background do you have? She was a swimmer as a youth, and she actually rode horses too, so that's a unique thing. But she was a swimmer, and then she turned into triathlete. Very successful. She's raced in the World Championships, the 70.3 World Championships, so that means she's no slouch. Not that there's a problem with that, but that's just the mindset of the athlete that I was working with. So one, she doesn't have a running background. Two, she's a good athlete. She has a profession that keeps her busy, keeps her super busy. And in talking to her, I realized that she is it's either by choice or just by nature of what she does, she is tied to the clock. So every hour of every day is accounted for. So that's a unique type of athlete in terms of who I'm working with. The next part of her profile, and probably most important to what I'm trying to do, is that she's injury prone. In fact, she is just coming off a stress fracture, her second stress fracture in 2 years. And that it seems to be a recurring problem that she has, not because of bone density or anything like that, but that something's happening that's causing the stress fracture. Obviously, she's applying too much stress to whatever area that is. That's the what's happening, but how it's happening is the big question. So after our discussion, sitting around the table, we went for a little run, and I asked her more questions as we were running, and just tried to get to know her. But at the same time, as I'm asking questions, and I hope, and runners may know this or not when they're running with me, I'm evaluating, constantly evaluating. We ran 5 minutes, which is what I typically ask any runner to do, warm up for 5 minutes. Then we stopped, and I said, Lisa, I don't need to shoot video. I'm going to, but I don't need to shoot any video. Most runners, if you look at the average of all runners running today, the average is 70% of you will miss days because of pain or injury this year. That's the average. For the type of runner that Lisa is, it's 100%. It's not 70%. 100% of these runners will miss days because of pain or injury. And the reason for that is because she runs on her toes. Not on her midfoot, not even, on her toes. A runner running on her toes has a couple things going on. One, her whole body's going to adjust to it. So her stride length is probably going to be shortened, almost too short. She's going to get some tightness. There's just no way about it because there's a ton of stress going through the body on your toes. So that's the body part of it. But on the load part of it, the load of each step, typically if a runner lands on their heel or their midfoot, that's one load. The second load is at toe off. If you measure the load of each, the actual load at toe off is greater than the load at landing. The difference is one's an impact and the other one is a push off. So they're totally different stresses. But the load at push off is greater. An athlete like Lisa is taking both the first impact load and the toe off load in the exact same place. And that is hugely stressful on the body. It's also hugely stressful on the shoe because the shoe is doing all the work. You're asking the shoe to provide all of the shock attenuation, because when that foot goes to landing, the whole body tightens up. So that means the body's not attenuating any of the shock. The shoe is attenuating the shock. And so what happens is, on average, someone that runs on their toes probably goes through their shoes almost twice as fast as anybody else. Trust me, they don't know that. They think it's something else, but they're probably going through their shoes twice as fast as anybody else. So in evaluating Lisa, we needed to work on both. We needed to work on her mobility because her running style has totally limited her mobility. The fact that she doesn't foam roll and doesn't have a massage therapist, that adds to it, but it's the running that her body is trying to protect itself. And she had no background of running. So I needed to look at both things. The first thing that I suggested for Lisa is buy the book Ready to Run by Kelly Starrett. Look, everybody should be able to provide themselves their own mobility. Kelly's book Ready to Run is the best book for every single runner. It teaches you how to use mobility practices to become a better runner. And so that's what I suggested. I also highly suggested that she visit a massage therapist for a while, because massage therapy is the best form of mobility, period. It's also the most expensive. But because of where her body was, I suggested that she go see a massage therapist. Because the number one thing we had to do is get her body mobile so that she could do the other work. The second thing was our goal is to relax her running. So remember, she's up on her toes. It's very tense, and we wanted to relax her running. So I taught her 3 different drills, and then I prescribed her a program how to incorporate those drills into her running. The 3 drills that I gave her are general runner skips, high knees, and side steps. All very simple, and I want her to get super comfortable with those 3 drills before we go anywhere else. The other part of the program was how to incorporate the drills into what she's doing already. So the first thing was, if her coach gave her a 40-minute run, she would first warm up 5 minutes and do the 3 drills and then execute her 40-minute run. So that means for her schedule, where she has to schedule every hour, she has to add 8 minutes to her schedule. Number 2 was 2 days a week, I wanted her coach to add the 5-minute warm up and the set of drills. That's it. I wanted him to add to her week 8 minutes of very highly specific running form work. As we progress in learning new drills and adding strides to it, that 8 minutes might turn to 10 minutes. But the whole idea is that she's now running 4 days a week, but 2 of those days are no stress, no effort at all. It's 5 minutes, very easy running set of drills. What I was asking Lisa to do is not easy work. In fact, it would be almost impossible for you to do it on your own. You can't read a book, watch a bunch of videos, and go out there and do this on your own. You need someone with some expertise that, one, can teach you this thing, but you also need someone that holds you accountable to these things, like a coach that will write the workouts in. There's almost no way she was going to be able to figure this out on her own. And it's going to be really, really, really hard to change the way she's running, to relax the way she's running. It's going to take a year, maybe even more, to really get that right. But if we, meaning the coach and myself, can make sure this running form without injuring her body, and then can go race anytime, race based on the schedule that you have, limit the chance of injury for this year, and work on running form the entire year, I think we'll get there. Thanks for watching. If you like these videos, subscribe. If you have comments, leave comments. If you've got questions about your own running, put them in the comment section. I'd be happy to answer them, whether that's about a running shoe or whether that's about your particular running form or an issue that you're dealing with. I'd be happy to help you out. If you're really interested, if you're struggling with your running and you want some help, put something in the comments section and let's figure it out. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a great run today.